Welcome to Old Spice ESPNU Lacrosse from Charlottesville, Virginia. An overflow crowd of all ages has gathered here today to watch two storied programs face off against each other as 12th ranked Johns Hopkins visits #1 Virginia. This is Chris Bachlet, the leading goal scorer for the Virginia Cavaliers, sophomore from New York. Ramel Bratton dodges at the top. Ramel Bratton winds, shoots low, and gives Virginia a 1-0 lead. This is Shamel Bratton dodging, drawing a short stick now at the top.
Hopkins very much sloughed in defensively.
Another shot and another score. 2-0 start. 2 goals for the Bratton twins. A freshman from Pennsylvania. Johns Hopkins playing a lot of freshmen, all talented players, but does that help explain why there's already 3 losses on the Hopkins ledger?
One of the reasons, I think, specifically at the midfield, where they're still waiting for a guy like John Greeley or Rannigan to develop.
Hughley feeds, White finishes, a 3-0 start for Virginia. When Virginia ended Johns Hopkins' season in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it was a blowout. 19-8, a game that was never close.
Go! Kimmel gives Johns Hopkins its first goal.
Hopkins playing very sound fundamental defense since those first 2 possessions. I thought they played good defense last week against Syracuse, holding the Orange to 10.
Belongs to Will Bolton, backup goalie. Belongs to his father. He uses it in parades. And so the defensive unit rode to the game in a tank today.
After a slow start, it seems like Hopkins' offense starting to percolate a little. He's got to change that matchup. Now you see Clausen covering Palasek. Hoped he would be a superstar coming out of high school. It's taken him some time.
Even at 4, unassisted goal from Rannigan. Carroll in the first midfield line. Out there for Virginia. Shamel Bratton with a feed inside, and Virginia regains the lead. And of course, Baltimore, where Johns Hopkins University is located. A long time hotbed of lacrosse. Ramel Bratton unassisted, giving Virginia a 2-goal lead again, his second of the day. So is Ryan Nizolik, defender for Virginia. So Starza says they're just now getting back to full health as Gittleman goes up high to get the save, his third, and now Gittleman leading the clear, draws a penalty.
Shamel Bratton has improved a lot as a passer. His ability to exploit the weak side off of a dodge.
White behind the cage, fakes, shoots, and scores.
This will be a better view. Wipeout.
Steele Stanwyck behind the cage, feeds Matt White. Whip it back around, Shamel Bratton. Pass up high and a score.
And then Stanwyck reversed it to Carroll for a 12-yard shot. So gorgeous offense, good defense, but just at the end you give up a high-quality shot. That's why man-down defense is so difficult.
Carroll gets his 14th goal. He's the second leading goal scorer for Virginia, despite that nagging rib injury. Assist goes to Steele Stanwyck. His 18th assist. Right back at it, Ramel Bratton.
18-26 at halftime when trailing.
Johns Hopkins this year down 3 at the half to Princeton, 4 to Hofstra, 4 to Syracuse. All losses today, down by 3 goals. They get their first goal of the second half.
Still got a long way to go.
Gavosden makes the save on the shot from Ramel Bratton. Outlet pass leading the Johns Hopkins clear, checked out of the long pole of Leitner. Cavaliers get it right back. Ramel Bratton misses the feed for White. Bachlet scoops it.
Another failed clear. Bratton with a great lift. Leitner was running, his butt end was exposed, and he got right underneath it, and boom, lifted it, and the ball popped out, almost like he hit the eject button.
And Virginia converts. So Virginia has double-digit goals with only one from Bachlet, who takes a huge check in front of the cage. Virginia hangs on to the ball. Hughley makes it 11-5, a 6-goal lead for Virginia.
But I didn't like the fact that I had to wear a tie, so I went to Hopkins.
Boyle dodges in another save from Gittleman. That's back-to-back solid saves from Adam Gittleman.
I couldn't tie a tie back then.
Clip on.
And I still struggle.
Shamel Bratton sneaks it past Bassett. A 7-goal lead for the undefeated #1 ranked Cavaliers.
Playing well off the ball. Let me tell you, he's been exceptional this year. Think about the top.
Shamel Bratton goes low to high. North Carolina beat Duke a couple weeks ago. We talked in that game as Gittleman makes the save high and sends Virginia on the ride. About whether North Carolina is back. I think that question has been answered. Tar Heels are back. Good save from Bassett off the. Florida won on the walk-off last year as the SEC on ESPN. Florida 50 home runs through the first 24 games this season. As Hopkins finally gets its second goal of the second half. So Quint, you've seen all of the top teams in college lacrosse this season. You'd think that #1 next to Virginia's name is apropos right now. I mean, they're on the verge of 9-0.
Yeah, and I'm really excited over the next 2 weeks. We get to see them next Saturday night in a hostile environment, Bird Stadium.
Make it 14-5 as Matt White scores again. Understand Justin Kutcher had a successful batting practice session yesterday in Tuscaloosa, or at least he claims to have. Empty goal score for Virginia, make it 15-6 Cavaliers. 2 penalty flags, but zeros on the clock. Final score, Virginia 15, Johns Hopkins 6. Top-ranked Cavaliers go to 9-0 on the season.